Hi, my name is Mrs. Overish, and thank you so much for being here with me today. Today, we're going to be talking about numbers 1 through 5. Can you count to the number 5 with me? Let's use our hands to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you try it on your own? Did you count to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Nice job. Today we're going to talk specifically about the number 1, what it looks like, how to draw it, and its value. Right here we have the number 1. This is how we write the number 1 in word form. It reads 1. We can also draw the number 1 using dots. There's 1 dot. We can also represent the number 1 by drawing a picture. So I drew 1 ice cream cone. Let's practice more learning about the number 1. Today, we're going to practice sorting our items into 2 groups. Since we're talking specifically about the number 1 today, we're going to put them into 2 groups, 1 and not 1. So first, I see right here the number 1. So I'm going to start by putting that in my 1 pile. Is there something else that you see that just has 1? I see this dot is just 1 dot. So I can put it on the 1 side. Even though they look different, they both still say the number 1. We have 1 dot and the way we write the number 1. Are there anything that you see that is not the number 1? Maybe there's more than the number 1? I see this little dish right here in the middle. This dish has 1, 2, 3. Since this has 3 and not 1, I'm going to move it to the not 1 side. Can you find another item that belongs on the not 1 side? I see this bowl that has 2 rocks in it. There are 2 rocks in this bowl, so I'm going to put it on the not 1 side. Is there anything that you see that should be on the 1 side? Maybe there's 1 of something, or 1 picture of something, or the number 1 in word form. What do you see that can go on the 1 side? I see the number 1 in word form. This is how we spell or write the number 1. So this says 1. I'm going to put it on the 1 side. Is there something you see that we can add to the not 1 side that can go with our 3 beads and 2 rocks? What do you see that can be added to that not 1 side? I see this picture of 1, 2 cookies. Should I put the 2 cookies on the 1 side or the not 1 side? That's right, let's put it on the not 1 side. What items or pictures do you see that can go on the 1 side? I see 1 cotton ball. I'm going to put it on the 1 side. I also see 1 bean. I'm going to put the 1 bean on the 1 side. What about this 4 beans? 1, 2, 3, 4. Should this go on the one side or the not one side? How many beans did you count? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right, let's put it on the not one side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 objects left to sort. Can you help me put them on the one or the not one side? I have this 1 seed. This 1 seed is going to go on the one side. Are there any more objects that you see that should go on the one side? That's right, we have this 1 bead that can go on the one side. Now we have 2 items left. I see a number in word form. Can you help me read this number in word form? Excuse me. We have the number 4. Since this says the number 4, we're going to put it on the not one side. And the last thing we have left is 1 donut. So let's put our 1 donut on the one side. Nice job. Can you go ask an adult to get you a piece of paper and something to draw or write with? I have a piece of paper and a green marker. We are going to practice drawing the number 1 in different ways. Can you ask that same adult to help you fold our paper into 4s? So first, we will fold it in half. When you open it back up, you see a crease down the middle. And then we'll fold it in half going the other way. Now your paper has 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. We're going to write the number 1 in 4 different ways today. First, let's practice just drawing the number 1. So in this first box, can you draw the number 1 with me? After we have drawn what the number 1 looks like, we can now write the number 1 in word form. This is our number 1 in word form. Can you write this with me in our box? I first draw an O, an N, and then an E. O-N-E spells 1. Another way that we can represent our number 1 is by drawing dots. So how many dots should I draw in this box? That's right, I'm just going to draw 1 dot. I'm going to color mine in. Now I have the number 1 in 3 different ways. 1, 1, 1. The last way is we're going to draw a picture. You can pick anything that you want to draw a picture of. Maybe a smiley face or a heart, maybe a basketball, but you're just going to draw 1 because we're representing our number 1. I'm going to draw 1 tree. So now I have the number 1 in 4 different ways. 1, 1, 1, 1. Nice job. Thank you so much for coming and learning with me today. Today we talked about the number 1. We were able to sort things into 1 and not 1. We were able to draw the number 1. You drew how we write the number 1, how we put the number 1 in word form. You drew 1 dot to represent the number 1, and you picked a picture to show the number 1. I hope that you were able to learn all about the number 1. Let's count to 5 one more time together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice job. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Mrs. Overish, and I'll see you next time.